Welcome in, everybody, to something a little bit different here on PGR eSports, the second annual Better Half Dash, where we have all the wives and the girlfriends of all our usual drivers out here racing on their accounts and honestly coming out here racing for fun, but also a little bit of money, of course, as well. $75 to the winner here tonight, but it's definitely going to be a fun one. Joining me in the booth once again is Dawson Wise. So, Dawson, how you feeling about this little 20-lapper we're about to have?
Well, look, Landon, I got to do this race last year. It was a fun concept. It ended up being a fun night. It was some funny moments for sure, and some real competition. Look, it got a little bit heated in the competition front last year, so I'm looking forward to it. These wives and girlfriends have been practicing. Maybe some getting some coaching. Maybe some going to get some in-race coaching from their partners here tonight. And it's a fun event. It's Valentine's Day week. Always love to do this event, and it's going to be a fun one once again. And let me tell you, I've heard some of the training stories. I'll tell you what, some of them training really hard for this event.
Oh, well, yeah, they want to come out here and prove that they're as good as their guys, Of course they want to come out and practice as hard as they can. Well, let's go ahead and go through the grid, and you're going to have to forgive us. These are obviously pretty different names that we are used to seeing, at least, so if we do mess anything up, please forgive us. But I'm going to go ahead and pull up the starting grid right now. Starting from the pole is Kara Eberhardt, and just for the fun part of it, I'm going to call her C3. That is Daniel Eberhardt's wife. Michaela Yoakum, racing for Cody Nagels, will be starting in second. Nikki Triscaro, obviously Mike's wife, in third. Nikki Knabel in fourth, Ambrose Knabel's wife. Vanessa Zulsdorf for Victor Pfluger, I believe, in fifth. Michaela Brady for Ben Hallam in sixth. Tony Hendricks is Ethan Eckert's mom. She'll be starting in seventh. April Hennings for Brian Hennings will be eighth. Nicole Torres, which is Joe Huerta's girlfriend for the Jack Shack, she'll be starting ninth. And Samantha McCullough, Josh McCullough's fiance, in 10th. And then Landon Veleke is the guy you're listening to right now, and I just made the mistake of joining as a driver. So forgive me on that one as well. It's been a while since I've thrown up a broadcast on PGR eSports. But it's going to be a 20-lap event here for everybody tonight in the Craftsman Truck Series. Obviously, you can see they're in the trucks. 20 laps, no caution laps. They do not count. 100% fuel in the tanks, so we will not have a pit stop. There is also no damage on any of the trucks. Damage has been turned off. Fixed setups as always, but only one attempt at a green-white checkered should we need it. And I think we're going to be in for a ton of fun. I really don't have any expectation on what we're going to see, Dawson, in this one. Oh, we're wrecking already. We're actually crashing already. So Kara Eberhardt just got taken out. I think it was from Tony Hendricks under the pace lap. Luckily, damage is off, so that is good news for C3, but yeah, so already quite the start here, Dawson.
So it's kind of funny, getting to talk to some of the drivers before the race. Ethan specifically mentioned that oh man, we're wrecking again, some more trouble. Samantha McCullough, she's going to try to get it fired back up, but Ethan was talking about that his mom hadn't quite grasped the concept of pace laps yet, and she took off. She was ready to go, and right when the pace car left, she dropped foot to the floor and wanted to go racing right there. Nikki Triscaro, C3, Kara Eberhardt, not going to be too appreciative of that as they try to get back going. But man, again, it's fun to watch, like, the development of the comfort level. And last year we saw this as the race went on throughout last year's event, where you could kind of tell they got more and more comfortable as the race went on, being around other cars. So this is always fun. Returning, there's some returners from last year. Nikki Triscaro raced in last year's event. Actually, she might be the only returner into this year's race. Maybe Nikki Knabel as well. But other than that, I think everyone else kind of new to this event. So they're going to have to try to get that comfort level. But maybe for Nikki Triscaro and Nikki Knabel, they're saying, oh, hey, I know how to do this already.
Yeah, that is true, and I've been told in the chat by Matthew Baker to turn the driving line off, and to be honest, yes, that's a mistake on my part, because usually that's automatically turned off in our PGR events, but I think just for the humor part of it, let's just keep it there for, I don't know, maybe it'll help him out there on the track. Who knows, Dawson? It's a fun event. We're just trying to have some fun here. Like you said, Valentine's Day week is a special event for all of us, getting everyone else involved that support us on a weekly basis in the PGR eSports Money Racing Series, and we're just going to leave that there for a couple reasons, honestly. Yeah, well, chief among which I should say. I can't exactly change it right now, and second of off, it's a fun little joke. But we did an extra pace lap here so the field could get put back together after the two incidents that we just had. So while that's going on, let me go ahead and pull up some of these driver cams that we have tonight. A little bit different. It's something new for me, of course, on a broadcast. We've got quite a few drivers here. I'm going to pull them all up if we can right now. So this first one right here, this is going to be Michaela Yoakum. That is Cody Nagel's fiance. We've also got Nikki Triscaro in the I believe it's number 3 machine for her tonight. And then we have Kara Eberhardt, Miss C3. There she is. Going away from that, we got Nikki Knabel as well. Vanessa Zulsdorf. There's a lot of guys on the cameras here tonight. Lots of them wanted to join in on that fun. That's good. And we got Tony Hendricks, Ethan Eckert's mom. There she is. Michaela Brady for Ben Hallam. And then we have Nicole Torres for the Jack Shack, the only Jack Shack driver here tonight. Joe Huerta is definitely going to be in the background cheering her on and helping, just like everyone is. You can kind of see them all in the backgrounds trying to help them out. All our normal guys like Cody and Joe and Ambrose, Michael, all trying to help these people out, help their wags out, as we call them, their wives and their girlfriends. And yeah, I don't know. We've already had enough chaos. We've had 2 crashes before the race has even taken the green flag, but we're going to be taking it right here with Michaela Yoakum and Kara Eberhardt. Going to be on the front row. Some large gaps in the field as the pace car comes off to pit road to start our 20-lap event. Kara Eberhardt put in quite the lap time, a very high lap time, or fast one, I should say, over what we would normally see. Cody Nagels would be putting that up. Michaela Yoakum was not quite able. Oh, we're green flag racing already. What a start from Kara Eberhardt. Has just completely pulled away from everybody, and the field's going to have to get organized quickly behind him.
Well, you want to talk about preparation. There it is right there for Kara Eberhardt. Obviously, there was some coaching there. One of the better restarters in PGR is Daniel Eberhardt D3, and apparently he has passed it along to Kara as well. There's some formation back here. Then Kara's not going to get away. There is quickly a formation along the bottom line of the racetrack. And the big mover, Tony Hendricks, Ethan Eckert's mom, and she's going to have some help here from Michaela Yoakum. Watch out, the Verizon truck. Where you seen Ethan Eckert didn't even change the paint scheme. It's the Verizon 5G. Oh, contact out back. Zulsdorf into the back of Michaela Yoakum as they try to get sorted out. And here comes Tony Hendricks on the move early, looking to go to second position on Nikki Triscaro. But now Yoakum settles in. So does Nikki Triscaro. Triscaro, one of my picks as one of the returners. And Nikki Triscaro may very well look for the lead here.
Yeah, Tony Hendricks tried to take the high line right there. It didn't really work out. Michaela Yoakum took early advantage of that. Now Nikki Triscaro is on the top side, trying to get a little bit of momentum, but there's not much organization going on in the pack right now, Dawson. It's making it a little bit difficult. Look at the run from Tony Hendricks. Turns! Oh. Vanessa Zulsdorf in the back. And, Nicole Torres involved as well. April Hennings. Oh. It's a big hit for April. What a shame.
They're still wrecking.
Oh, no, they are. Oh, Nicole Torres gets hit again. Samantha McCullough is driving through.
Oh, man.
What a crazy turn of events. We just had the big one on lap number 2 of this race. Let's go ahead and go back and take a look at it. And we got a pretty clear view of it. I think we saw what kind of caused this to begin with. We're going to back it up a little bit. So that's Tony Hendricks in the number 12 machine. Let's take it up to a top view so we can all see this. So it comes up to the back of Vanessa Zulsdorf, and it looked like was approaching for a push at first and tried to square back up on that push, and at the end of the day, just a little too late coming back up the track and ends up turning Vanessa Zulsdorf completely around. Then Nicole Torres in the back, nowhere to go, tried to take the high line to get around, almost did, but was unfortunately involved. And then April Hennings as well, a big hit in the 79 machine. So, wow, yeah, it's just the chaos is all over the place, Dawson. It's already continuing. Let's take a look at Nicole Torres, actually. Who's in the number 1 machine for the Jack Shack, that Dodgers car, if we can. There she is. Bam, almost getting through, and then the big hit from April Hennings. Square onto the nose on the outside wall, and like we said, damage is off, so at the end of the day, like, this doesn't really matter for anything except for a loss of track position for these women that get involved in these crashes. So that's good news for them to see April's kind of struggling to get it back going, doing a little donut. Maybe an early celebration for April. Who knows? But I think that one's pretty clear what happened right there, Dawson.
Well, boy, I'll tell you what, if I may make such a comment, a little bit more loose on the broadcast tonight, it looked like the other driver of the 12, if I may be so bold. But no, a racing incident is, again, the comfort level. And we all had this, right, when we all started. And it makes you remember when you first got on the simulator. It certainly makes me remember when I first got on it, and we all went through the same process. We can't talk. We're no better at this point. We all had this process, and that's kind of what you saw there. Tony Hendricks determining, okay, what works, what doesn't work. Well, certainly found out what does not quite work for a push right there, but the aggression level is certainly high. Again, something else I think that Tony Hendricks might have taken from Ethan Eckert, but the aggression level high already for a few of these drivers, but you got to figure it out. And so far, there you go. Tony Hendricks finds out what you can and can't do. And man, some wild rides. And let me tell you, for some of the wheels that these guys, that I know these guys have, like for example, for Joe Huerta in particular, like I know what wheel that Joe has. Unless the feedback in that wheel got turned down, it's a pretty hard hit for the first time on the simulator. So, first lap, first wild ride, first bit of chaos. Well, really the first bit of chaos when we left the grid, but the true first bit of chaos under green happens right there. And I mean, what an interesting start, man! What a chaotic start. Although not chaotic for Kara Eberhardt, for Nikki Triscaro, for Michaela Yoakum. Tell you what, I mean, you want to talk about settling in 3 laps into your first race. That's certainly what it looks like to me in the early going of this one.
Oh, 100%. Kara Eberhardt, domination so far from C3 herself. And then Nikki Triscaro was coming with a run. So was Michaela Yoakum. But, you know, you got some of these names here. Obviously, Kara Eberhardt, Daniel Eberhardt's wife. And then you got Nikki Triscaro, Michael Triscaro, Michaela Yoakum, the fiance of Cody Nagels. These are 3 of the best money drivers that we have. In general, you know, that there's still a couple more hanging out here. I know Ethan Eckert's in the background trying to help his mom out as well. Clearly did a fantastic job right there. That last caution, I'm not sure Ethan. I don't know what Ethan's doing, but like you said, it's a little bit funny. It kind of did look like him on a normal nightly basis, but good enough. We're going to be going back green here with 18 laps to go. Nicole Torres is spinning in the back and going to get hit by Vanessa Zolstorff. Gonna get it back going, hopefully quickly before they take the green flag. The pace car is off. And we got it on Nikki Triscaro right now. Let's go ahead and pull her up on the camera and see what she's seeing. There she is, and Mike in the background teaching her through it. And then Kara Eberhardt as well. We're going to pull her up. D3 in the background. Another strong start from Kara Eberhardt, but not as fast as it could have been. It was these guys kind of caught up in the back. You know, Nikki Triscaro, Michaela Yoakum, Tony Hendricks as well. Kind of lagging back a little bit. 3-car breakaway here.
Well, again, I talked about the confidence level, and I mean, even holding the bottom of the racetrack, even, and now they drift out. Here's a pass for the lead, maybe. Oh, and underneath.
Oh,
and into the air.
Kara Eberhardt into the wall with Nikki Triscaro. It is quite convenient that we had both of their cameras. Oh, Nicole Torres again getting spun out. Oh, Kara Eberhardt again. Samantha McCullough just bulldozed Kara Eberhardt, is now spinning wildly in turn 3. Wow. Still doing donuts here. I was like, you can't help but this is so much fun to watch, Dawson. It's just a ton of fun. But let's go ahead. Let's go back and see what caused this one, because we had a good little green flag run of 1 lap in the first run, and this time we weren't so successful. Let's go ahead and clear out these cameras for you as well. And this started up front around Kara Eberhardt, as we saw. It looked like Nikki Triscaro tried to make a move to the bottom, and which was passing under the yellow line. I will point that out as well. That's not typically allowed, but I think we're going to let it slide for this event. She moves down to the bottom. A very aggressive move from Nikki Triscaro in the 3, but just gets loose and then comes back up into Kara Eberhardt. Michaela Yoakum in the 6 getting a piece of it as well.
I think what may have happened there is maybe a little bit of coaching. Hey, go to the bottom, it's open, and when you make that quick a move, it snaps back on her just a little bit. You saw it almost looked like the truck got loose, got out from underneath her, and she couldn't really control it. Boy, live shot, it looked like come back across the track and cleaned out the 90, but then looking back at the replay, it does look like the Nikki Triscaro machine a little bit loose under that caution, and for that crash, and she almost got airborne. We almost had our first. See, last year when we ran this race in the trucks, they didn't have the blowover physics that we have now, where if you get turned around going fast enough, you're gonna leap up in the air. If you watched NASCAR Taylor Gray last year at Daytona, and We've seen it so many times in PGR races that we do with the trucks where you get turned sideways and all of a sudden you're looking in the crowd. That almost happened to Nikki Triscaro right there. And you thought the wild rides were bad on the first caution. I mean, we almost talked about barrel rolling down the back straightaway. Before this thing's over, these trucks get up off the ground pretty easily. It's going to be something to watch for. A very wild ride potentially on the way.
Oh, for sure. And we're going on board with Samantha McCullough right now. Did a good job of avoiding. Oh, there's that contact with Nicole Torres, and I believe that was April Hennings, and then Samantha McCullough getting into Kara Eberhardt right there and doing her donuts. But let's take this back again. We haven't seen what happened to Nicole Torres. Let's take a look and see. So this is obviously in front. There's the wreck with Eberhardt and Triscaro. And Torres and Hennings, it looks like they're just going to kind of meet in the middle right there. So a little bit of a normal racing incident. But then again, Kara Eberhardt in the 90 was pretty slow. In front of them, maybe they were both just trying to avoid. But a tough break. Nicole Torres has been involved in just about everything tonight. Tough break for her. But again, no damage. So it's as if it never happened. And the only losses that are taken is track position. So that's good for her and everyone else in the field here. Tony Hendricks has taken the lead. Apologies, she has not. Michaela Yoakum has. Michaela Yoakum in the lead for Cody Nagels and I guess the Lady Nightmare eSports team. Then you have Vanessa Zolsdorf up to second place. That's a good run for her. Then how about Nikki Knable as well? Up in third. Michaela Brady, April Hennings. A little bit of a different crowd up here in the top 5, Dawson.
Well, absolutely. You know, again, some storylines up here. Obviously, Cody Nagels, very successful and coached up Michaela to try to be just as successful. We'll never hear the end of it if she goes to victory lane in this race, I'm sure. Nikki Knable, boy, Ambrose, he's going to have himself a party if Nikki goes to victory lane tonight. So some fun storylines now up towards the front and rough nights. Now, the comeback trail for Kara Eberhardt's going to be interesting to me. She's kind of been the soundest of the drivers so far, and she can get a good start right here and get back to the front. I'm kind of curious to see now how she handles adversity for the first time tonight. We're going to go back green again. Caution laps don't count, but we'll tick one off right here. Green flag. And off goes Michaela Yoakum. And a good restart similar to Kara Eberhardt.
Oh!
C3, if you will. No.
In the back. I was about to call it out. Back. There was... Tony Hendricks had the restart of a lifetime, but unfortunately in the process, bulldozed Nicole Torres. Oh. Right at the start-finish line. And we are back under the yellow flag for caution number 3 of this race. So let's go back and see. Tony Hendricks was on a blazer for this restart. We need to back this up. Look at the run that she had in the number 12 machine. Coming to this restart, I'm sure Ethan Eckert probably in her ear telling her, hey, jump it, you know, you'll get in front of everybody. Oh, is there more going on? Or
there's not more going on. I was watching the replay back just as you did.
Okay, I was about to say, so there's Tony Hendricks and Nicole Torres, again, unfortunately, grabbing a piece of this accident. You know, let's go ahead. We're going to back this up again. We're going to pull up Nicole's camera. I don't think we've done that yet. Let's see how much of a good time she's having. There she is. Doesn't look too upset yet. I don't know if these girls, I should say, are screaming on the radios at each other or anything like that. If they are, that would be hilarious and fascinating. But looks like Nicole's still doing all right, hanging in there. Let's take a little bit of a laugh. It looks like good for her. So let's go on board with Tony Hendricks, if we can. Let's go ahead and find her on this restart because I'm telling you, she was flying. She was going to take the lead right here. I'm telling you. And look how far back she is. In the tribal, she's still not going... Oh, she's not even full throttle. Now she is. Rolling into it, Nicole Torres. Oh. Wrong place, wrong time. For the Jack Shack driver, Torres, but... So, okay, we're struggling to get a little bit of a groove here going. We had a good, like we said, a great green flag run of one lap to start this. But since we've had not even a green flag lap, and that's tough so far, but up front, you know, still Michaela Yoakum still in the lead, as well as Vanessa Zolsdorf and April Hennings. Not much changed up front. The top 5 actually appears to stay the same, with Hennings, Knable, and Brady rounding out the top 5. Nikki Triscaro is still finding herself in 6th, and Samantha McCullough up to 7th. Kara Eberhardt back to 8th. Like you said, a little bit of adversity for Mrs. C3. We haven't seen her in the back, so we got to see her try and work her way back to the front, and considering the starts of the races that she was having, she was doing fantastic. So, at least on her very fast restarts. This is so difficult, Dawson, trying to announce this in a way, because it's just so much different to what we're used to seeing, but it's a ton of fun in a way. But Michaela Yoakum, honestly, not really surprised having Cody Nagels in her ear, trying to coach her along. She is in the lead of the race, but you also have, like you say, we have everyone else here. I'm going to go ahead and see if we can pull up everybody's cameras, so you can see everybody that is in the background for these drivers. Obviously, we've got Cody for Michaela, Mike for Nikki, D3 for C3. Everybody is just kind of hanging out in the background, making sure they're all doing a good job, in constant communication with their drivers, almost acting as spotters in real life races. But so far, they're not coaching them good enough, I wouldn't say, Dawson.
I think a few are doing a pretty good job. Again, Nikki Triscaro's done this before. You kind of wonder, how much did she remember from last year? And obviously it was quite a bit. She's led at moments in this race, but I think Kara Eberhardt as well on a pretty good run so far, but against some adversity, and she'll restart 6th. And you talk about Michaela Yoakum with Cody, you wonder, what kind of restart tricks that maybe Cody employs. He's going to be giving to his fiance here on this restart. I was watching Tony Hendricks, admittedly, while you were talking. I was watching to see if she was going to get another restart. Looked like Kyle Busch in the Bud Shootout back in 2011 when he jumped the entire field and he went all the way to the lead. It looks like she had that kind of restart. Looks like she's going to be a little closer to the field this time around. We'll see if the coaching improves as the night goes on, or will the frustration take hold for some of these coaches tonight, if you will. The partners, will they get a little bit frustrated? Man, boy, what a jump on the restart. Michaela Yoakum not waiting a second. Once she hit that Geico restart zone, she was off and running. And she drives away as they jockey out behind them. Oh, my goodness. Run around Kara Eberhardt, but she gets going. And Landon, we got past a restart. We're under green flag racing again.
We are, and the field is extremely strung out right now. Michaela Yoakum with that gap right now of half a second, but Vanessa Zulsdorf's pulling her back in. So is Nikki Knabel. Kind of riding outside of the draft right now, needs to get behind Zulsdorf to keep pulling that draft, but indeed is still pulling up to the leader of the race. And then April Hennings, a gap back to her, but she's also gaining on Michaela Yoakum. Then we got Samantha McCullough up into the top 5. Kara Eberhardt to 6th, and then another gap back to Tony Hendricks. Nicole Torres trying to get up there and push Tony Hendricks, and then we have Michaela Brady in the back. Oh, Nicole Torres is on the apron. Going to come back up and try and pass Tony Hendricks, and does it successfully. Tony Hendricks a little slow on the racetrack, not really sure what's going on with her right now, but up front, it's a battle for the lead between Michaela Yoakum and Vanessa Zulsdorf.
Oh, it's a side-by-side battle, and they got help coming as well. Help out back. Nikki Knabel, who does she go with here? It looks like she's going to stay to the top. Vanessa Zulsdorf. Bottom has help coming as well, though. April Hennings. And that was one of the drivers I wanted to watch. Again, Brian Hennings, the improvement that Brian has made. Oh, no! Right as I say that, April Hennings goes left and pounds the inside wall. She's going to come back across. Samantha McCullough gets involved, and oh, that's going to bring out the caution as Samantha gets around, or is it? I think we may keep it green here.
I think we are. We saw that trouble between Samantha McCullough and April Hennings, and they're going to get back going, but no caution flag, almost like we saw in the Coke race earlier. No cautions, for instance, on the racetrack. So these drivers are not going to be happy about it. McCullough and Hennings, that is, but we'll take a look at that later. Back up front, Michaela Yoakum still holding strong in the lead with Vanessa Zulsdorf in tow, and Nikki Knabel as well. A little bit of a 5-car pack here, consisting of Nicole Torres and Kara Eberhardt, who has found her way. I'll tell you what, I think she's a pretty good pick, Dawson. She got the pole of the race. She has found her way through all the wrecks and all the adversity back to the top 5. Now she's going to try and go up top, thinks better of it, back to the bottom. Now back to the top with Nicole Torres with a crazy run for second place in 3.
Here comes the driver for the Jack Shack. I'm willing to bet the Shack is rocking right now, but we got a caution. Oh, my goodness, right in front of the leader. Michaela Yoakum hits April Hennings head on full speed as the 79 tried to get back up to speed. That was the hardest hit we've had all night. Oh, my goodness, what a hit.
It's like I just saw a bomb go off, Dawson. The camera cut, and I just saw a hood fly into the air. I'm confused as to how this happened because
Oh.
Michaela Yoakum was in the lead, and as hard as a hit that was, that looked like April must have been spinning on the track. Sure enough, that is what appears to be the case. So this is April Hennings, who has spun out on the racetrack, and then the field comes by at full speed, and Michaela Yoakum T-bones her in the number 6 machine. What a shame. Let's go on board with Michaela Yoakum in this, because what a hit. I mean, just a square T-bone. And you see the smoke up ahead. There there was some issue with April Hennings that caused this. And then Michaela Yoakum tries to go bottom, but it just wasn't quick enough, and ends up T-boning April Hennings in the process. Luckily, this did not continue. There was the rest of the field started coming up when April Hennings was coming back up the racetrack. Thankfully, nobody else got involved. But what a crazy crash. That's the hardest one we've seen, honestly, not just in the Better Half Dash races, but in some PGR races as well.
That's one that makes you wince a little bit, because I mean, they were still going full speed when they got there, and I think what Yoakum wanted to do there was go to the apron to miss Hennings, but as she makes the move, Hennings goes back down to the apron, and unfortunately, it's a split-second decision. Even us as drivers, even I can relate to that. Last night, I was running my own laps, and that kind of similar situation happened to me. Maybe a miscommunication, maybe a number of things. Again, who knows? But a tough break for sure for both drivers. And man, I mean, again, you wince a little bit.
Not to interrupt.
In the back.
Michaela Yoakum just got hit again under caution by Tony Hendricks, and she doesn't look happy about it. Looks like she might be telling Cody off right there or something. I just caught the last little bit of that. That was crazy. But
oh boy.
In the live shot, we had it on Michaela Yoakum, and Tony Hendricks just rear ends her. But she gets back going. I think there is a little bit of a problem. So April Hennings has... Okay, they're sorting it out now. April Hennings went around the pace car, apparently, and got a lap above the rest of the field. So she's going to have to wait and let the rest of the field come by her again so they can sort that out. Let's take a look really quickly and just see this incident with Tony Hendricks and Michaela Brady, if we can. Or, excuse me, Michaela Yoakum. There's so many Michaelas in this race. It's incredible, but let's go back and see. This will be Tony Hendricks. Actually, this is not even... This is separate. So Tony Hendricks, again, it looks like... Let's back this up. I wonder if this was after the incident. Oh, we had more happen under the yellow flag. I think... Oh, wow. Okay, so Tony Hendricks is on a rampage. Comes through, takes out Michaela Yoakum. Michaela's going to get back going, and then Hendricks gets back going as well, but then her and Samantha McCullough are going to get together. And they're going to be okay, but then Hendricks, it looks like, tries to stop and then spins the truck out and then comes back down into Samantha McCullough, spinning out the number 420 machine. Well, it's just chaos. There's no other word. Just absolute chaos going on right now. But April Hennings is still, I guess, technically the leader.
Scoring just updated.
Oh, it did, and we are back under green, so we shortened the yellow flag. The green flag's back out. Nikki Knable looking for the lead on Vanessa Zulsdorf here out of 2.
Yeah, but up on the top, and as I got interrupted by the caution, I'm going to say it now. Here comes Nicole Torres, and you know right now the Shack is rocking. That's the Jack Shack truck. She may look to the middle here. Oh, no! Contacted. She's into the wall, and she comes back down and collects Samantha McCullough. She's going to go spinning. Another incident for the one of Torres, and the caution will come out again. Right as I talked about it, I got 2 chances to talk about it and to say the Shack was rocking. I know they were rooting for Nicole. I know they're in there all coaching her right now. And unfortunately, she goes for a slide right there as she went to the outside. I think she tried to go to the middle. I think she looked for a split. Usually we see it on Thursday nights, and Nicole Torres says, anything you can do, I can do better. She tried to split right there.
I'm wondering if it was that, or who knows, maybe a little bit of beef between Nicole Torres and Michaela Yoakum. I'm probably just reading too much into this, of course, but she just came right down on Michaela Yoakum, and that's what started it. But maybe looking for that split, as you alluded to, on the 2 leaders, but unfortunately, it's going to take her out again. I feel very bad for Nicole. She's been through a lot so far in this race. Let's take a look at her in the camera. There she is after her most recent incident. Let's go on board with her and see what she saw during this. Let's see what she was thinking, her thought processes here. So she sees the 2 leaders side by side in front of her, and she's got a run. She has a run. She actually slows down and then ends up contacting Michaela Yoakum. Obviously, I was joking about there being controversy or beef. That hasn't happened. But it just, you know, you got to kind of see that for a second when she just turned left into her. But just, I'm kind of confused at what just happened here. We heard her just kind of slow down. Maybe trying to get in the draft, and who knows, maybe like you said, everybody over there in the Jack Shack, maybe they're trying to coach her through this and everything, and maybe it's just a lot of voices in her head at once. I don't know. I know I'm that way in money races. I don't want to have to hear a lot of people talking in the background. Maybe, who knows? It could be any number of reasons, but a tough break for Nicole once again. Oh, Samantha McCullough, as we go back live, has crashed behind Nicole Torres and is going to get it back going, that number 420 Queen Sammy machine for McCullough Motorsports. Also having a tough go of things so far. I know Josh was pretty confident into this race, saying Sammy was going to win, and she's been running up front a little bit. We're not even halfway through this race yet, so we got a long way to go, considering caution laps don't count. But at the front of the field, it is Vanessa Zulsdorf, the leader of the race. I think kind of a sneaky little pick here. Got involved in some stuff earlier. We kind of just was laying under the radar, and now she's up here in the lead of this thing.
Well, yeah, Vanessa Zulsdorf and Michaela Brady with Victor Pfluger and Ben Hallam, respectively. The 2 of the drivers that attempted the PGR 500 decided, let's make a second impression in PGR and have our partners come out here and race, and they're leading the way. Vanessa Zulsdorf, relatively new. Victor Pfluger, relatively new to PGR. And Vanessa Zulsdorf's out here leading a race over, again, established members. We're talking Michaela Yoakum with Cody Nagels. We're talking Nikki Knebel with Ambrose. We're talking about founding members. And they're being outrun right now by Vanessa Zulsdorf. And at one point, we're being outrun by Michaela Brady as well. Impressive showing for 2 of the newer overall members of PGR right now. I'm telling you, I still keep an eye on the returners. I still keep an eye on Nikki Triscaro in the 3, the only returner from last time around. I don't know. I think she's got some up her sleeve here. And Mike obviously coached her in last year's race, coaching her here tonight. I don't know. How much of that translates. I think she's run well, just kind of gotten caught up in some things. But I mean, how much fun would it be if Nikki Knebel could win this race? And Ambrose, I know you're in the chat. And I know you'd have a pretty fun time if Nikki goes to victory lane. It's hard not to root for Nikki Knebel here either.
Oh, it would be a party of a lifetime if Nikki Knebel was able to pull this one off. Ambrose sitting back there coaching her as well, trying to get her the victory. And so far, so good for Nikki Knebel. I haven't really seen her involved in a crash yet. And I probably just jinxed her by saying that, and I sincerely hope I did not. Here's Michaela Yoakum. The pace car's off. We're coming to the green flag. Michaela Yoakum trying to get an early jump on Nikki Knebel. The green flag back into the air. Vanessa Zulsdorf, a little bit of it. Oh, look at Nikki Triscaro. Shotgun to the restart. Shades of Kyle Busch on the outside line around C3. Now trying to take it around Yoakum into 1.
I told you, Landon. I told you she had something up her sleeve. I told you she'd gotten some coaching from Mike. And you got to imagine Mike told her, hey, when that green light comes on, hit the gas pedal and go and gain some spots. And that's exactly what she did. And she's got help here. Kara Eberhardt, Tony Hendricks back in the mix. Nicole Torres back there as well. A lot of trucks in the mix. This is the biggest pack we've had so far, Landon. Trouble brewing. Here comes Kara Eberhardt. She wants back in the lead and wants it back badly. Can she get back to the point? She led the early laps. Now she's 4th, headed to 3.
Oh, we got some contact with the wall. Oh, Tony Hendricks. Oh, into Kara Eberhardt. And we have the big one, Michaela Yoakum. A massive hit. Couple trucks up and over. Yoakum, Hendricks, Torres again. McCullough as well.
Oh.
That's the massive one. It's still happening. April Hennings in the tri-oval.
Oh, no.
Wow. I mean, that we have officially had our big one. And unfortunately, Nicole Torres, again, it's crazy because Nicole's been doing good so far. And there she is doing a donut as we go to replay. But let's take a look And see this, it was Tony Hendricks with a crazy, crazy run. Once again, very aggressive up on the wheel. Like you said, shades of Ethan Eckert. We see where he gets it from. Shooting it up the middle, trying to go between Eberhardt and Nagel, or not Nagel, sorry, Yoakum, and a big hit into the outside wall for all three of those drivers. And then the wreck just continued, as we saw. But before we look at the rest of it, let's go on board with Tony Hendricks in this crash. Another crazy run from the 12 of Hendricks down the backstretch. Look at this run. Just a wild, insane run. Definitely got putting that loud pedal to the floor, I should say, and then tries to split the middle, and the truck just gets away from her. Up into Eberhardt, sends her down into Yoakum. Up and over for Hendricks and Yoakum. There is the bumper off the 6 machine. What a crazy, crazy crash we just had. Definitely our biggest one yet. We're going to back this up again because we saw there was contact between, I believe it was Samantha McCullough and Nicole Torres. I want to say, let's take this to a different view so we can see. So here's Samantha back here. Sees the crash, does a good job avoiding. Good for her in the number 420 machine. But, oh, the contact between Triscaro and Torres. Down into Samantha McCullough. She's going to drift it back and nose it into the outside wall. Okay, Kara Eberhardt, evasive action to avoid, and then April Hennings trying to avoid as well is going to tag the outside wall. And Sammy's struggling to get it back going, going to nose it into the wall once again. So, there it is. That's official big one number 1 on the night. Here's a look at April Hennings, who has driven around the pace car again. She's eager to be in the lead of this race, as you can tell. But the actual leader is Vanessa Zolsdorf. Still, a strong run for her, and Nikki Knebel in first and second position. Michaela Brady's found her way up to third place as well. Shout out to her. Let's see if we can get pull up her camera real quick. I don't know if we've really shouted her out yet. There she is. There is Michaela Brady for Ben Hallam in the number 4 machine up in P3 right now. Let's see if we can just keep going through the field right here. Nikki Triscaro, here she is. Looks like having a fun time with her husband, Michael. Then in 5th place, we got Kara Eberhardt again. Like we said, another sneaky pick. Someone that's kind of been doing a really good job so far in the race, still trying to find her way back to the front of this deal. And then we have Michaela Yoakum, who unfortunately had a good run early and is starting to kind of fall apart. But she's still in it. She's in 6th place. It's not horrible right now. So we've got to keep an eye on a lot of these guys. This is really turning into something interesting, Dawson, because, oh, a little contact between Yoakum and Eberhardt, just a little love tap under the yellow flag. But there's, as this race has developed, you're kind of starting to see who the, I'm trying to find the right way to say this, who the good, you know, the dominators are, kind of. Like Vanessa Zolsdorf's found her way up here, and then you had Kara Eberhardt early, someone that's been making good moves. Nicole Torres has been making good moves in the back, but unfortunately gets wrecked. Green flag's back in the air. A massive jump for Vanessa Zolsdorf. An extremely massive jump. She's almost a second ahead of everyone else. They're stacking up in the back. And that was Michaela Yoakum getting stuck behind Michaela Brady. A battle of the Michaelas in the back. Very tough break for these two. They have no run, no momentum whatsoever. Yoakum's going to go around. Try and get some help from April Hennings in the number 79, but up front, it's all Vanessa Zolsdorf heading into 3.
Oh, don't look now, Landon. We're going to have 3 wide out back for the first time. We almost did. And that was Samantha McCullough. She breaks into the top 3 for the first time. And Nicole Torres. And again, the shack must be rocking for the 1 truck. Nikki Triscaro, Kara Eberhardt in tow. So is Nikki Knebel. But look at Samantha McCullough. She may look for the lead. With Josh coaching. Oh, contact, Knebel, and it's Torres again. And she's going to, oh no, collect several more trucks. And we're crashing in the tribal, and again, it's Torres.
You got to stop saying the shack's rocking, Dawson,
I
every
stop
time.
saying it, man. It's not working. Oh, man, they're still wrecking. They're wrecking up to number 1.
Oh, goodness. Yoakum, Hendricks.
The whole field.
Is it really the whole field?
It's basically the whole field.
It is the entire field. Michaela Brady, Nikki Triscaro looks like might have got a piece as well. We saw Samantha McCullough is actually up here. She's ahead of the pace car. She might very well be the leader of the race. Waiting for the scoring to update. It is a little weird with iRacing scoring Oh, Nicole Torres into the back of Nikki Knable. Crazy. We have controversy here. Let's pull these cameras up and see what's going on.
Now we might have some beef, Landon.
The battle of the Nicoles now. Nicole Knable versus Nicole Torres under the yellow flag. Let's go and take a look at it. See what brought this one out. This was huge. I do genuinely believe this might have been the entire field, but this started with Nicole Torres. So let's back this up. Oh, no, it didn't start. Nicole made a good move down to the bottom. It looks like Nikki Knable. Oh, that's where it is. Nikki Knable down into Nicole Torres. Trying to split that gap. Turns Torres. Torres is going to come back up the racetrack into everybody. And then it just continued. Yoakum. Oh, big hit. Michaela Brady. April Hennings getting through. And there goes Tony Hendricks as well. Might hit the inside wall. Is going to save it from the inside wall. And then, oh, going to spin it back into the outside wall. Trying to avoid Michaela Yoakum in the 6. What a massive crash. And we now have beef, Dawson. We've got beef on the racetrack.
Oh, we 100% have beef. And we've kind of now started to hear in the YouTube chat, there may be beefing in the in-game chat between the drivers. This is getting hot. This is getting contested. I mean, there's tempers overflowing here at Talladega. Again, something you fully expect from a Thursday night race amongst all of us normal drivers, as much as we would not like to admit it. You don't really expect beef tonight. But, oh, my goodness. I mean, the heat, the temperature going up in this race, and the frustration is getting greater. I mean, you saw it for Nicole Torres right there. Drove right through the back, and Nikki Knable said, I was not happy with how you just raced me. I mean, with 10 laps to go. By the way, Landon, half the race to go with beef, that's never a good sign for how this race is going to end.
No, and we're getting a look at Nicole Torres right now. A replay hitting Nikki Knable right at the start-finish line. Go ahead and ring that bell because we got beef out here on the racetrack. But let's go back live and take a look at where these drivers are at now. It's still all Vanessa Zolsdorf. She's just absolutely taken over this race in the lead of this thing. Shout out to her, but don't look now. Look who's in second. C3 herself has found her way back into the top 2 of this thing. I think her and Zolsdorf are going to be battling this one out. And then we have Samantha McCullough in the 3rd position, Nikki Triscaro 4th, Michaela Yoakum in 5th, Nicole Torres back to 6th, Knable in 7th. These two are going to be starting right next to each other. Then we have Michaela Brady in the 4, Tony Hendricks and April Hennings, catching back up to the field as we are coming back to the green flag. There goes the pace car starting to roll down into pit road. For Vanessa Zolsdorf in the 43, one of the WAG, I don't know if it's the wife or the girlfriend, forgive me on that, but Victor Pfluger right now, who we have seen coaching her a little bit in the background of this thing, obviously doing a very good job, or it could be all Vanessa, who knows? I mean, she's taking control of this thing. Oh, look at the jump from Nikki Triscaro on the outside. Again, jumping the restart in front of everybody. Nikki Triscaro to the lead into 1.
I'm telling you, I kept saying it last year. You saw this kind of stuff from Nikki Triscaro, and this year you see it again, and she has got a huge lead. Now, at a super speedway, that's not always a good thing. She's going to be caught here by Torres and Zulsdorf and Eberhardt, and further back, Michaela Yoakum, Samantha McCullough, who came all the way to 3rd, by the way. She's been in every wreck tonight, and now was up to 3rd. Now she'll settle in back around 6th. And again, we have a big pack up front. Last time this spelled danger. Oh, turn 3 has been tough tonight on these drivers. Exit of turn 4 has been really tough. Can they get through it and come complete a lap? We're going to tick to single digits, and it's getting really close.
Oh,
up front.
No.
Oh, no. The beef from earlier takes over as Yoakum is into Eberhardt. We saw them come together earlier in the race, and Eberhardt makes the save, but loses a bunch of track position, and I can't imagine she's very happy either.
Oh, she's not going to be happy.
Look to the middle.
Oh, through the middle. Samantha McCullough, where did she come from? There's a look at Kara Eberhardt right now. Not a good look on her face, but I would not worry if I was her. There's probably a yellow soon about to come, but look at Samantha McCullough trying to take the lead away. Oh, here comes Tony Hendricks all the way from the back. Is up to 3rd. A big hit to Vanessa Zolsdorf. They're going to come back up. Oh, Nikki Triscaro. Oh, and Nicole Torres
geez.
again, and the whole field's crashing.
Oh, big hits. Oh, man. McCullough and Triscaro obliterating.
Oh, April Hennings.
They're still wrecking.
April Hennings upside down.
Oh, no.
Oh, goodness gracious. April Hennings launched off of somebody, and we're still doing donuts here. It's a junkyard in turn 3. Nicole Knable spinning out as well. Her and Vanessa Zollsdorf are going to come together in the back, spreading dirt all over the racetrack.
Oh.
They're kind of fighting over, kind of discussing their real estate on the racetrack, and now it looks like they're finally going to sort it out. But what a run from Tony Hendricks. Where did she come from? Up there giving a crazy shove to the back of Vanessa Zollsdorf. I believe that's what caused this, but let's go take a look. So this is Kara Eberhardt. So this is what she needed. She needed a yellow flag to come out, and the yellow flag came out. It sure did. So let's take a look from the top view. The run from Tony Hendricks. So this is focused on the Nikki Triscaro. Let's take this to Vanessa Zollsdorf. Tony Hendricks with a run of a century, giving that big shove to Vanessa Zollsdorf, and is going to come back up the track. Oh, we got two separate things going on here. So Samantha McCullough got into Nicole Torres, and Vanessa Zollsdorf ended up hitting Nikki Triscaro. So let's take a look. There's April Hennings rolling back onto the wheels, thankfully. Let's go back again. So we can get a couple more angles. Let's see what happened between McCullough and Torres this time. Oh, just a little bit of contact. Nothing really crazy there. But a big hit for Samantha McCullough in the 420 machine. Nikki Knable somehow getting involved as well. I'm not sure how she got a piece of this. Let's back this up and see. She's kind of sitting out here at the back. The wreck's going to start up in front of her, and oh, her and Nicole Torres are going to come together. Oh, hey. Knable and Torres. A little bit of contact again between them. And then Kara Eberhardt, like a missile, just driving through it all. It's good for her. Let's go on board. Let's take this back and go on board with, I think, who we got? But April Hennings. Let's see what she saw through this, because she took a wild ride. So there's the big one in front of her. And then, oh, trying to avoid, and then just ramps off of Vanessa Zollsdorf. She's full throttle, still driving it, even though it's on its side. And then she's going to turn it back over into the grass and luckily get it back going. So there we go. Big one number 2, I guess, or 3. I'm kind of losing count. 3. It is 3 at this point. You're right. But look who's back up front. Now it's Michaela Yoakum. And I want to point something out. Just if I may instigate a little bit. There was some discussion last night in one of the McCullough Motorsports Discord channels between Cody Nagels and Daniel Eberhardt III. And someone suggested that it was going to turn into a battle between Michaela Yoakum and Kara Eberhardt out here on the track. And I'll tell you what we saw earlier. Michaela Yoakum kind of came up and turned Kara Eberhardt. So I wonder if some of this beef's kind of starting to spill over into the wives here. Who knows?
Well, it certainly felt like it. It's not just those two either. We noted the beef between Torres and Knable as well. They make more contact right there. There may be some more beef between other drivers now. They've been starting to go back and forth on the radio frequencies as well. The arguing's beginning also here in the driver chat, again, much as we do on a regular Thursday night. They've been doing it pretty much since the second or third caution. And I've been listening into that. Green flag's going to come back out, and Yoakum's going to get a huge jump here. And this is not always a good thing, because now you have a pack coming up behind her, and she's going to have company. And guess who it is, Landon? It's Kara Eberhardt. They're going to battle for the lead in 1. Will they play nice?
They're playing nice so far. Eberhardt's going to clear her with no issue. But how about Tony Hendricks up to P2? The mother of Ethan Eckert is starting to get a little rhythm going. It's a 3-car breakaway. She's going to push Kara Eberhardt. A little bump and run. Oh, almost turning her. Trying to find a way around her. Nothing yet. Oh, now down to the bottom is going to turn Kara Eberhardt into the inside wall.
Oh.
But that means Tony Hendricks, the leader of the race now, What will Michaela Yoakum do about it? How about Samantha McCullough up here in third? Where did she come from again? She's up here in third, fighting for second on Michaela Yoakum into the tri-oval.
A lot of caution was going to come out for Kara Eberhardt, but we're going to keep it green. Here comes Samantha McCullough to the outside. She rocketed all the way to the lead of that move in the middle a minute ago. She's going to go back for the lead here into 1. There's only 7 laps to go. It's go time. Pull the belts tight and go make the race-winning move. Don't look now, Landon. 3 more trucks are in this. Triscaro, Michaela Brady, as well as Nicole Torres. And now we're going to have a 6-truck pack for the lead. Look at Nicole Torres, bottom to top, a power move. Does she go all the way to the wall? She will. 3-wide move by Torres. She may get to the lead in 3.
Shades of Joe Huerta all the way from 6th to 1st into the lead. Nicole Torres finally up in the lead, going to clear down in front of Tony Hendricks. It's like she's a money racer herself. She knows all the right moves. But now Tony Hendricks, we've seen how aggressive she's been. What is she going to do? She doesn't seem to take too kindly to a truck being in front of her. And there she goes! She turned her! She turned her! And the yellow flag is going to come back out. Oh my goodness. Right as I said it, Nicole Torres.
You can't write it for... Oh no, big hit in the trial while Michaela Brady gets hit by an on-rushing April Hennings. You can't write that for Nicole Torres at this point.
You can't. It's...
And she has been involved in, I feel like, every single wreck.
Oh, there she is trying to get it back going. Oh, no. She's all right. She's all right. Oh, Michaela Brady.
Oh, no. Bad night gone worse.
But, I mean, you got the camera for Nicole Torres. She's having the time of her life. Every time I look over there, she's just having a ton of fun. That's good. That's the point of all this. There's a couple people that are taking it pretty serious. We saw Kara Eberhardt did not like getting turned once again out of the lead. But let's take a look. It's like I prophesized this one. Tony Hendricks not liking someone in front of her, and she proved it right there. Is going to turn Nicole Torres. And that truck tries to go up and over. Luckily, stays on all 4. And then up front, this is ahead of all this. We saw the hit between April Hennings and Michael Brady. Oh, what a hit! Michaela Brady and April Hennings. Michaela coming back up the racetrack. April Hennings absolutely nowhere to go. Let's take this back one more time, take it from a top down so we can see what really happened here, because it does appear that Tony Hendricks just kind of came down a little bit low and might have right hooked Nicole Torres, and sure enough, that's the case. But I think just trying to get back in the line right there, maybe trying to push Nicole Torres, and there's a fight right here for the lead before the yellow flag comes out between Hendricks and Samantha McCullough. But the beef. Oh, Nicole Torres, where's she going? Where's she going? Oh, she's trying to wreck Tony Hendricks. Oh my goodness! Right when we take it back.
I don't think she's done yet, Landon. I'm not sure she's done.
Oh, she's not. She's intimidating. Oh, Michaela Yoakum is gonna get a piece, and she is distraught. She has no clue what's going on. There's a look at Nicole Torres getting a little bit of payback on Tony Hendricks. Wow, I mean, this is prime television right here. Like, you can't write it any better. Like you said, this is thrilling action. We've got beef, we've got crazy racing, we got the crashes, we got it all at Talladega Superspeedway here tonight. And the leader of the race is indeed Tony Hendricks, with not Josh. I'm sorry, I keep getting these names wrong. Samantha McCullough behind, and now Nikki Triscaro wants second. It looks like they're going to sort that back out. That's good news there. Oh, crash in the back! Vanessa Zalsdorf and Nikki Knabel getting into it a little bit. Oh, let's see. Let's see what's going on here. Is Nikki going to do something about it? Yeah, she's approaching, and she's going to play nice. Okay, good. That's refreshing to see. A little bit of sportsmanship out there on the racetrack, I guess. But we're going to be going back green this time with 7 laps to go in the race, and what was a 20-lap race has obviously we've had 9 cautions, Dawson. We've had 9 cautions, and I jokingly said we'd had 12 before this thing was over. We're rapidly approaching that marker, especially with all the beef that's going on right now too. So I don't know what to expect. I'm honestly at a loss for words.
Yeah, there's more beef on the driver radio now too. It's a question of who's not mad at one another. It feels like everybody's mad at somebody on the racetrack right now, and it's a web of who's annoyed with who. We've had some chill outs on the radio call, on the driver radio. Some Hey, stop that. Chill out. Oh, man.
Oh,
It's
crazy.
as heated as it can possibly be.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna try to go for this. Here we go. It's late in the race. I mean, you gotta go. You gotta make your move to win the race. And Tony Hendricks has been on it all night. She's on it again right there. But Landon, if you're the drivers behind her, can't imagine anybody in the field's very happy with the 12 right now.
No, I would guess not. But right now she's in a good spot. She's ahead of all of it. She's in front of everybody. But Samantha McCullough is rapidly approaching, and so is Michaela Yoakum, who I believe Michaela Yoakum got a piece of Tony Hendricks' fury earlier. So she's not probably going to respond to it in kind. But, oh, the yellow flag's back out.
Flipping out back. Kara Eberhardt's upside down and nearly got onto the berm over there on the back straightaway.
So that happened behind our cameras. We were watching the lead. Kara Eberhardt, we saw she was in 10th place, last on the racetrack, but I was going to make mention of her probably making her way back through the field. That's going to take a little bit of a hit here. So let's see what happened to C3. Let's go up top and see. So here she is. Oh, just comes up into Vanessa Zolsdorf. And Vanessa Zolsdorf shoved her back off of her. Oh my goodness. That is crazy. I've never seen anything like that in anything in iRacing. She said, "Get off of me!" And she turned left right down. Wow. I mean, just wild. Let's take a look at both of these drivers currently, and as we take another look back at this. You know, Kara Eberhardt obviously trying to make a move right there, and unfortunately there was the truck to her outside, and Vanessa, like I said, she just turned left, said get off, but she goes up and over. That is just unfortunate for Kara Eberhardt, but she ain't out of it yet, like we said. I mean, if we take this back live, there's 6 laps to go, and the caution laps do not count, as we mentioned. So, that's good. Well, I guess 5... I was sorry. The iRacing score, he's playing games with me again. There's Kara Eberhardt trying to catch back up to the field after her tumble down the back straightaway. Take a look at Nikki Triscaro right here. Got to watch out for her probably trying to jump this restart again like a few of these people have. She's looking kind of stressed. Look at her. She's locked in. She's getting locked for this last couple restarts. I'm going to say couple restarts because I think we know they're coming, Dawson. But we got to watch out for her in that number Gucci, or excuse me, the number 3 Gucci machine. But who else we got up here? We still have Tony Hendricks, still in the lead of this thing. And honestly, I will say I'm a little bit surprised because it looked like she was struggling a little bit to start off, but she's up here now and she's... Oh, little contact, actually, between her and Samantha McCullough. Nothing crazy, though. We're going to sort that back out. But I want to point out 4th place right now. At least 4th on the track. Ignore the leaderboard right now. Nicole Torres, who's had about the craziest race of anyone so far tonight. She's sitting P4, and it's by no means over for her. And Joe Huerta, you can see him right there in the background, sitting right by her side, telling her everything he knows about this, trying to get her this win. We got to watch out for her. We got to watch out for Kara Eberhardt. And honestly, we need Vanessa Zolsdorf to come back up here too. She was leading most of this race. And now she finds herself all the way at the back. So we're going to see if all these drivers can find their way back up here. But I'll tell you, what a thrilling event so far, Dawson. We've had a little bit of everything here tonight.
Yeah, this is, I think, as advertised to be the best way to put it. Even more than advertised. I mean, you expect to see the chaos, the wrecks. You don't expect to see the lingering beef. And now that's my question here. All this kind of interwebbing beef. Torres and Knebel, Torres and Hendricks. The beefs that we've had throughout the field tonight. Eberhardt and Yoakum. They're all, they all got to come to a head. Somebody's got to win this thing. And my biggest question going into this, I'm not going to say the last restart, but a late restart, how much does this beef affect the finish? Are we going to see some repayment, some comeuppance perhaps on some beef here late in the race? I mean, we're down to 5 to go. How much are some of these drivers seeing red? As we get ready for, a restart, out back, Michaela Brady spins, and oh no, Zulsdorf's going to spin as well. Coming into the restart zone, but I think we're going to go green. Torres goes to pit road.
Torres to pit road? But that's a wild turn of events, but I think the yellow flag is out.
It's going to come back out.
Torres into the pits. I don't know. This is quite the turn of events for her. I'm not sure really what's going on there. Let's take a look. She's still sitting there. I'm not sure what's going on. I obviously see Joe Huerta in the background trying to help her out something. I don't know. Maybe trying to fix some settings or something and get her back out there. But the yellow flag does fly once again for Michaela Brady in the back. Oh, this is way back here. So we're going to have to... There's Kara Eberhardt from earlier flipping down the back stretch. But I think we're going to have to take this back quite a ways and see what just happened to Michaela Brady. Before we even took the green flag, it was her and Zolsdorf getting tangled together in the 4 and the 43. So this is Michaela Brady in the 4 for Ben Hallam. And oh, I'm wondering, okay, we saw the flames come out of the pipes right there. I'm wondering if that caused her to spin out. We saw, like, immediately when the flames came out of the pipe, she spun. If there was a bad shift or something happened there. Let's take a look at what happened to Vanessa Zolsdorf in the 43. Oh, wow. So she was trying to avoid, and then is going to spin a little heavy on the throttle right there, nose it into the outside wall, do some 360s, and get back going. Let's go back live and take a look at the story of Nicole Torres is back on the racetrack, so that is good news. I guess they were just trying to fix some setting or something for her. She is back out here. That's good. It's Kara Eberhardt as well. Vanessa Zolsdorf still alive. Nikki Knabel back into the top 5. April Hennings, Dawson. April Hennings up into the top 5. How about that?
Yeah, I'm listening to the driver chat because I don't know about you, Landon, but I've got the white flag on my screen. This may be all she wrote for the race right here. We'll have to see when we go back green. We may be running short on time in the session. It's another good restart for Hendricks and Yoakum, and they may be the only two up here when it goes green.
Yeah, you're right. So on my leaderboard, we're still at 5 laps to go here.
Yeah, mine too now, but...
So, not really sure what we're dealing with here, but we'll just focus on the race for the lead and hope that we do still have 5 laps left in this race. Tony Hendricks and Michaela Yoakum going at it here for the lead. Nikki Triscaro got a little bit of a gap, but she's working her way back up here. So is Vanessa Zolsdorf. But back up front, Michaela Yoakum trying to find her way around Tony Hendricks, and she's going to get around. She's going to door, and Hendricks is going to file back in line. Watch out, Michaela. Oh. Last time this didn't go too well, but right now they're still doing okay. Oh. They're doing okay here coming into the tri-oval, Dawson. Oh, no.
Turn into the outside wall. Around goes Yoakum right in front of the field.
Oh, Nikki Triscaro up front as well. Massive hit. In the outside wall on the exit of the tri-oval. Oh, she's going to spin again. Nicole Torres avoiding. Oh, more. It's just continuing. Michaela Brady involved as well. Apologies, a little late on that one. I was checking something in the system, but... So the yellow flag's back out. I will say, I think we are pretty confident in saying that the white flag's not out yet, so that's good. That's perfect news for us, because I want to keep doing this for a while, honestly. But let's go back and see. This was Nikki Triscaro, but the first one involved Michaela Yoakum, who, now, I should point out, you know, Cody Nagels and Ethan Eckert are teammates of Nightmare Esports, so this is some nightmare on nightmare violence right here between Tony Hendricks and Michaela Yoakum. Hendricks getting that run, swings out to the outside and just comes down and turns Michaela Yoakum. And not much could be done, or really said else about that. Luckily, no one else is going to hit Michaela. It's good news for her. But let's back this up another time and see what happened to Nikki Triscaro, because that was a big hit for Nikki in the tri-oval, and this was after the contact between Yoakum and Hendricks. Oh, Vanessa Zolsdorf laying the law down. Absolutely doors Nikki Triscaro down onto the apron under the yellow line, and Nikki Triscaro comes back up onto the racetrack. Be hit again. I mean, this is... It's just crazy. It's a shame, honestly. We saw there was another hit. Yeah, Michaela Brady, right there in the 4 machine, gonna be hit as well. This goes back live here. Let's pull up and shout out some of these other drivers there. I don't know if I've been as efficient on the driver cams tonight. It is something new for me in my broadcasting journey, so bear with me on this. But Michaela Brady, here's a look at her. Currently on the inside wall, under the yellow flag. Hopefully everything's all good there for her. Here's Vanessa Zolsdorf again. Pulled up to her machine, the number 43 for Victor Pfluger. Still in a good, decent spot. About 4th place, 5th place, as the timing all resets. Who else we got in here? We got Nikki Knabel as well. Let's take a look at her. If we can, here she is. The lady squirrel herself, Ambrose's wife. Had a good run early and is still trying to work her way back up. And she definitely still has a chance to. And I do see requests in the chat right now to pull up Tony Hendricks. And luckily, Tony Hendricks is on the cameras right now. So for anyone that thinks this is Ethan Eckert driving, well, we can't really see much, to be honest. We're just kind of looking at a leg and an arm, but you see Ethan in the background. So there's your proof, everybody. That is not Ethan Eckert driving the car. That is indeed his mother, Tony Hendricks. So that's good news for everybody. Oh, actually, there's some problems. I'm not sure if y'all can actually see her. The camera's not showing up, so that is unfortunate. I wonder if I can play with some of this. Maybe it'll pull up at some point, but I'm going to try and pull that camera up because y'all are just going to have to take my word. That is Tony Hendricks driving that car. I know there's striking similarities between her and Ethan Eckert, but there she is. There y'all can see her now. Good news. You see Ethan in the background still trying to teach her up. But at the front of the field is Nikki Triscaro somehow found her way to the lead. I don't know how that happened with what the crash that just happened, but she's the leader of the race. Michaela Yoakum is also in 2nd place. Nicole Torres for the Jack Shack is in 3rd. Samantha McCullough sneakily in 4th. And then April Hennings in 5th. The pace car is rolling off. For caution number 11, we're going to try it again with 5 laps to go this time. Here's Nicole Torres and Michaela Yoakum. Oh, Vanessa Zolsdorf. Hey, Kara Eberhardt. Here she comes. She wants to look at the lead. She's jumping that restart. And we're going to be 3 wide for the lead, Dawson, into 1.
Tight quarters. Don't come up across the nose. She's not going to. We're still 3 wide for the lead for a moment. And Nicole Torres, a front row seat of the extended. Look at this. 3 wide all the way through the banking of 1 and 2. There's still no leader off of 2. There's still going to be 3 wide as they hit the Alabama Gang super stretch. Now they'll go back to 2. Now Eberhardt will fall in line. Torres is on the way. Yoakum stands by, and not far back from them are Samantha McCullough and Tony Hendricks. And next time by 3 to go. Look at Torres through the middle. Shoots the gap and is looking for the lead.
Nicole Torres back to the lead. Every time we've talked about her, she's gotten wrecked. Let's pray that does not happen to her again. But it's her and Nikki Triscaro battling for the lead out of 4. Kara Eberhardt's found her way behind Nikki Triscaro up into 3rd. Michaela Yoakum dropping back a little bit here. And who else but Tony Hendricks with a bonsai move to the outside. We're going to be 4 wide! 4 wide! And there goes Nicole Torres and everybody. Kara Eberhardt. It's the whole field. It's everybody. Michaela Yoakum. Tony Hendricks. Oh, Samantha. Oh, she actually gets away fine. April Hennings as well. It's maybe not the... Oh, Nicole Torres again. Dawson, it's every time we talk about her. We just need to agree to not speak about her the rest of this race. It's unfortunate. Yeah. It's every time. It's every single time. But Tony Hendricks, we were 4 wide in the better half dash. We saw it in the PGR Championship for about 30 laps straight. And it didn't last quite as long here tonight, but let's back it up and take a look. So here's Tony Hendricks, and yeah, going to come down on Nicole Torres a little bit, down into Zolsdorf, and who was that? I think it was Yoakum as well, getting taken out. And yeah, like we said, believe it or not, that is not Ethan Eckert driving that car. So yeah, maybe, but we do see where he gets it from. There's another quick look from the top view. Hendricks getting away okay. Yoakum spinning down to the inside, trying to save it, gonna nose it into the wall right there. Get a couple more angles of this. for Yoakum. I think C3 might be okay. Maybe not. You spin out a little bit more. I thought she might have saved it. But then Cody, I apologize. I'm gonna keep doing that. I just recognize that Paskey. Michaela Yoakum nosing it into the inside wall. Oh, gonna get hit again by Michaela Brady. Oh, Vanessa Zolsdorf. We didn't even see this. Up and over, barrel rolling in turn number 1 for the 43. What a crazy ride that was. Hold on, we got to back this up even further. Let's focus this on Zolsdorf. We thought her ride was over with. It wasn't. She's going to hit the inside wall, both of the inside walls. She's going to spin. She's going to keep spinning. She's going to save it. She's going to start driving away. We'll speed it up a little bit. She's trying to pull away from the scene of the accident, and Michaela Yoakum back down and just gets launched 2, 3, 4, 5 times, rolling down onto the apron of turn number 1 for Vanessa Zolsdorf. A wild ride, and that's definitely the wildest ride we've seen here tonight.
Well, and I'll tell you this much too, and this probably didn't help behind the wheel. The pace car drives through her right after she gets done barrel rolling. If you've ever been in that spot on the iRacing service where you're behind the wheel and the pace car drives through your car, especially when you're the leader, it's a jarring moment, even as a driver now, and I've been on the service for a decade. So you can only imagine the thoughts running through the mind of Zolsdorf as that pace car goes through a truck. She thinks she's going to get hit again. What a wild ride. I can't believe we missed. How did we miss that down in the apron of turn number 1? How did we miss a barrel roll? I mean, that's the wildest ride of the night. I thought Eberhardt was going over again right there. That would have been her second blow over the night. 5 laps after the first one.
We see her in pit road right now. Kara Eberhardt trying to readjust back into the box. Not good news for her because it's going to be 3 laps to go when we restart. And she's going to be coming from the back. But it looks like Michaela Brady is a lap down. I wonder if they're going to give her a lap back or just... Oh, Nicole Torres. Oh, my goodness. We almost had something right there. It was a very much darty move from the number 1 truck, LA Dodgers truck for the Jack Shack right there. But she's going to pull back up and go around. So Michaela Brady, like I said, unfortunately a lap down. But they might just treat her as a normal lead lap car. Kara Eberhardt making her way, catching back up to the field. Here she is. But it's still Nikki Triscaro at the front, and then Samantha McCullough and Vanessa Zolsdorf, fresh off of a 4 times barrel roll in turn number 1 up in P3, followed by April Hennings and Nicole Torres in 5th. Michaela Yoakum back to 6th. Tony Hendricks back to 7th. Nikki Knabel still hanging tough, just sitting there in 8th, biding her time. Kara Eberhardt 9th, and Michaela Brady still up here currently in the 10th position, but about 8th on the racetrack. So here comes the pace car. It's going to roll in this time by for Nikki Triscaro. And here's my question, Dawson. Who's going to jump it this time? It's going to be Nikki Triscaro. She's already going. It looks like, though, maybe she's being a little bit patient. I can't really tell. They're all kind of speeding off here. We are at full song for Nikki Triscaro. And Samantha McCullough and Vanessa Zolsdorf need to get it sorted out quick. They need to start helping each other out right here so they can catch back up to Nikki Triscaro. We're at 2 laps to go in this race. Only 2 laps. And this is Samantha McCullough in the 420 machine. Looks like they're going to catch up just fine. There is quite a substantial gap back to 4th place in April Hennings and Nicole Torres. But, Vanessa Zolsdorf's making the move on Samantha McCullough for P2 heading into 3.
Oh, they got to get it sorted out from 4th on back, and they're not even going to have a look at it here. They're gaining the draft, though. This may very well be a 6-truck race. If they can make it back, Landon and I have no idea what's going to happen in the next 2.66 miles if these ladies make it back to the white flag. Oh, we're close. 3 wide for the lead. Oh, goodness, where's Samantha McCullough going? She's down towards the campers on the infield. She gets it corralled. Landon, we're going to race this thing out. Who knows what's going to happen? White flag, 1 lap to go.
Hennings, Yoakum, and Torres, they have caught the lead pack, and here comes Yoakum on the bottom, passing under the yellow. Gonna lose up a little bit of momentum right there, but it's still Triscaro and Zolsdorf side by side for the lead, heading out of 2.
Oh, man, down the back straightaway. Here comes McCullough. Does she try to shoot the middle? She pushes Nikki Triscaro. 3 wide for a moment. Look on the outside. Here comes April Hennings. Nicole Torres is there as well. And Landon, as they hit turn 3, this is going to get real interesting. Not a lot of real estate. It's going to be a drag race all the way home.
Samantha McCullough to the right rear of Nikki Triscaro. Here comes Vanessa Zolsdorf. Find it down to the bottom. Michaela Yoakum on top side. Here she comes. Zolsdorf's going to choose to push. Going to door Michaela Yoakum. Back down 3 wide. We're crashing. Samantha McCullough's in the lead. Oh, everybody's crashing. Let's see. McCullough versus Zolsdorf. Who's going to win it? We're flipping, flying in the back. Samantha McCullough is going to win the race with Vanessa Zolsdorf in tow. Kara Eberhardt, it looks like, going to finish third, potentially on her roof. Nikki Knabel, fourth. April Hennings, potentially fifth. Wow. I mean, I'm surprised. I'm honestly kind of surprised it was as clean as it was, but Samantha McCullough is your winner of the second annual Better Half Dash, and unfortunately we do not have a camera for her. That is extremely unfortunate, because talking to her pre-race, I'm sure she is on top of the world right now. But how about that, Samantha McCullough? Let's pull up some of these driver cams after this wreck we just had. There's Michaela Yoakum, not very happy. Nikki Triscaro, thought she had a look at it, she gets wrecked. Kara Eberhardt as well, not happy. Nikki Knabel comes home with a good finish in fourth. Michaela Brady. Nicole Torres looks like she got a look at it towards the end. Unfortunately, just wasn't able to grab it. And then Tony Hendricks, who led some laps tonight, is unfortunately going to come home with an 8th place finish. But let's take a look at this. Let's see what kind of started all this right here, because it was just chaotic heading out of turn number 4. And I honestly can't even really tell where this started, so we're going to have to really take this into some slow-mo and take a look right here. But so there's a little bit of contact between Zulsdorf and Yoakum, excuse me. Still trying to call it Cody Nagels. But they're going to come back together. Oh, Michaela Yoakum down into Vanessa Zulsdorf. But then Nikki Triscaro, excuse me, is going to get loose down there on the bottom, come back up the racetrack. Tony Hendricks taking evasive action. Unfortunately, Nicole Torres was there. That's going to spin Nicole Torres out. We focus this further. Oh, Kara Eberhardt almost had it cleared. And she's going to flip and fly onto her side, nose it into the wall, but straighten it back out for a podium finish. What a job by Kara Eberhardt. Let's take a couple more looks at this before we go through your full results. Here they come, heading out of turn 4, about 4 wide. Oh, Nicole Torres kind of rear-ended Nikki Triscaro a little bit right there, kind of getting her loose, and then it's the whole field wrecking out back. Big hits for everybody involved. But there it is. Anyway, it is Samantha McCullough, your winner here tonight. Let's go ahead and pull up the final results for you. Obviously, we just said Samantha McCullough, the winner of tonight's second annual Better Half Dash. Vanessa Zulsdorf in second. Kara Eberhardt in third. Nikki Knabel in fourth. April Hennings, 5th. Michaela Yoakum, 6th. Nicole Torres will finish 7th. Tony Hendricks will finish 8th. Nikki Triscaro in 9th. And Michaela Brady rounds out the field here tonight in the 10th position. Well, we're going to go ahead and see if we can grab your top 3 finishers for interviews. So stick with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the second annual PGR Better Half Dash. We're going to start off tonight's interviews with Kara Eberhardt. Let's see if we can pull her in real quick. Kara Eberhardt, Landon and Dawson in the booth. Do you have a copy?
I do.
Well, you were one of the drivers out here tonight that was leading some laps. You dominated early, struggled through a little bit of adversity through the middle part of the race, and then you managed to come back. Not the finish you probably wanted. You wanted that win, but you come home with a P3. Walk us through it.
Fight the whole race was just chaos the whole time. Rules out the window. They don't exist. But you know, it's fun and I enjoyed it. And maybe next time we'll have a few more green laps.
Yeah, that's probably an ideal scenario, but it's kind of comes along with the territory. It's kind of expected, especially kind of based off of last year's Better Half Dash. Not even that. Sometimes our PGR races are like that, but a good finish for you here tonight. How was D3 behind you right there? We got your camera pulled up right now. Was he helping you at all?
Because I was getting screamed at the whole time. My coach is very aggressive, and I hope he's not too disappointed with the P3.
I hope not. He was upset last night, as I'm sure most of us saw, but hopefully he'll be happy for you tonight with a P3 finish. Go ahead and give out all your thank yous and your shout outs.
Thank you to D3. That's about it. And I think I might have some of his anger issues after tonight.
Well, there we go. That is Kara Eberhardt, tonight's third place finisher. Thanks for talking to us.
Thanks, guys.
There we go. Unfortunately, we don't have Vanessa Zulsdorf currently in the waiting room in the Discord, so I think what we're going to go ahead and do is pull up Samantha McCullough and get her thoughts on her victory here tonight. Samantha McCullough, Landon and Dawson in the booth. Do you have a copy? There she is. Samantha McCullough, your winner here tonight. You were kind of sneaky throughout this race. You weren't really flashy, not really dominating, but you came through as the winner here tonight. Walk us through your race.
It was just, trying to stay in the back and, trying to let them all wreck and basically get around them. And I was having anxiety meltdowns trying to get it through.
Well, it paid off, I guess. You did come home the winner here tonight. And I'm going to ask you the same question I just asked Kara Eberhardt. I'm sure Josh was standing over your shoulder. Was he helping you at all? Or was this all you here tonight?
This was all me. He just yelled in my ear the whole time.
You know, that's not surprising from Josh McCullough. I believe that was all you out there getting that win here tonight. We've definitely seen some things out of Josh in the past that would make you question it. But you did a fantastic job in this race. Go ahead and give out your thanks and your shout-outs.
Thanks to McCullough Motorsports and PGR for putting up the race. And shout out to my mom and family that was watching.
Well, there we go. That is your winner here tonight in the number 420 machine for McCullough Motorsports. Samantha McCullough, congrats again. Thanks for talking to us.
Of course. Thank y'all.
Yep. Well, there we go. And we still do not have Vanessa Zulsdorf in the Discord. Now, Dawson, you mentioned something about bringing Ambrose up if we could. Would you think that'd be a good idea?
We could certainly give it an attempt, and this could go one of many different ways. I don't know how this is going to go, but yeah, we're not going to get to hear from Vanessa Zulsdorf, but certainly a good run for her in second. But boy, this is going to be a fun experience.
Here we go. Let's see what we got cooking up here. The Ambrose Knable. Do you have a copy? Ambrose Knable, Landon and Dawson in the booth. Do you have a copy? Well, looks like Ambrose does not have a copy, or Nikki Knable. That is a shame, because that was about to be an interview that, you can't even explain, but it's unfortunate. So we'll go ahead and take him back out of here and just congratulate all these ladies here tonight on their races. It was one of the races of all time, Dawson. I think that's the proper way to put it. It had all the action. It had beef. It had crashes. It had the crazy racing that you expect to see at Talladega in iRacing, in a money race, no less. Samantha McCullough coming home with $75 here tonight. So it was definitely a fun event to be a part of. What are your thoughts on what we saw here tonight?
Oh, look, this was fun last year, and I knew coming into this one it was going to be fun. I knew I had to get involved, and it certainly lived up to the advertising, and you had everything you could have asked for in a race. It felt like a Thursday. You had 3 wide, 4 wide. Yeah, a lot of crashing, which again, guilty as charged on Thursday sometimes. And even had some beef across multiple different drivers and storylines and retaliation, and he had all kinds of stuff tonight. Everything you could have wanted out of one of these races. And I mean, I thought last year's was good. This year's takes the cake. We were 4 wide for the lead for a moment on the last lap, and Samantha McCullough multiple times tonight goes back to front, back to front, back to front, and into victory lane. Good run for Kara Eberhardt, for Vanessa Zulsdorf as well. But Samantha McCullough ultimately gets the job done. What a fun idea, man. This is such a cool race that we do. I'm glad we got to get loose up here too, and just have some fun, and be a little bit less formal up here. It's always a fun event.
Oh yeah, that's definitely the goal of this, is just to come out here, have some fun with, like, it's called the Better Half Dash, and personally at this point in time I don't have that better half, so it's more for the people that have them there and see them do this every night, and they're there by their side, cheering them on, supporting them, watching them race and everything. Again, I'm pretty sure, we're not alone in this, Dawson. We're still looking for that. We're still looking for that one that's going to help support us through this money racing endeavor that we do. But it's, of course, fun, extremely fun to sit up here and broadcast and be a part of on what is approaching Valentine's Day. So thanks again to everybody out here in the audience that watched here tonight. I think we had quite a few viewers, a lot more than I think a lot of us were expecting up here at PGR. So that's obviously a good thing. We appreciate all of you out there for watching, tuning in. Congrats again to Samantha McCullough for winning tonight's race. Thanks to Dawson for being in the booth with me. I am Landon Veleke, and tune in on Thursday night for the next iteration of the PGR Intimidator Superspeedway Series of 2025. We'll be racing the Gen 6 cars, something we haven't seen in a little bit for PGR, so tune in for that as well on Thursday night. Thanks again for watching, and we hope you all have a very, very good night.